What up, world? This is our first episode of Wealth Builders. Wealth Builders is a podcast dedicated to the ones looking to turn their nothing into something. To build legacy, it takes dedication, sacrifice, and the mastery of finance. A podcast dedicated to finance. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Roy D. Browning. I'm an entrepreneur and founder of North Star Financial Solutions, and I am your guide to financial freedom. I have been in the finance and tech industries for the past 2 decades. I've spent the last 7 years in the tax industry, and I am the host of Wealth Builders. I am the one, the only financial solutions architect. Now, what is a financial solutions architect? It's a professional who can provide the financial solutions you need to succeed. Whether you're looking to start a business, sell a business, become a new homeowner, invest in property, start building that legacy that you want for your family. I've spent the last 20 years working for individuals, families, and businesses to achieve their goals. I provide services in the finance industry: taxes, credit, private money lending, or PML, as well as institutional lending. The list goes on. In the tax industry, I've been able to help individuals suffering with homelessness get a couple of stacks on their tax return to get back on their feet. I've been able to help renters achieve their dreams of home ownership by getting them the funds that they need for their down payment. I have helped entrepreneurs that experience the best year in their career life, expecting to pay 30,000 in taxes and have their taxes reduced to zero. I've done all that and more. So I am qualified and certified to talk that talk. When it comes to other sectors of finance that I just mentioned, I advise and provide services for individuals who look to restore their credit, how to manage and utilize their credit. I help founders, CEOs, and executives of companies establish, manage, and utilize their business credit to efficiently scale their businesses. When traditional lending from banking and credit unions does not work out for personal and business needs, I am connected to a private money marketplace as well as institutional lending that can provide the capital needed. I have worked with a lot of real estate investors, startups, and established businesses. Now, who I am an investor in the stock market. I am a crypto holder and enthusiast. We will be getting into all of those topics on this show. But for now, we are going to lock in on taxes so that you can be ready for next tax season. From now until tax season, we will be getting into taxes. We will be breaking down line by line, section by section of the Form 1040. So basically, the basics. We will also dive deeper with some of the more common forms and schedules that are utilized to complete the tax return. We will be breaking down tax codes and tax laws and how to utilize them to your benefit, which means how to either increase your refund or lower your tax liability. We are given that good tax game. This is not a political podcast. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm a money making mogul, a wealth builder. I will not be endorsing or co signing anything due to any party affiliation. The fact of the matter is this: the government, laws, and regulations are always changing. Congress and House creates bills. Every president and executive cabinet brings new ideas or remixes past tax codes and laws, which are then signed into law. My focus is not on who did this or who did that. As a tax pro, my job is to analyze the current tax code and how to take advantage of it. In short, how to get this money, baby. The first episode. This episode, we will be taking a look at the big, beautiful bill. We are going to go over the good and not so good of this bill and how it affects your taxes. I decided to wait until the smoke cleared and dust settled to get into this, but with the government shutdown and open enrollment looking like a nightmare for many Americans unless Congress passes something to get these good folks back in action, we still have some smoke in the air we got to ride through. Now, I've authored an editorial on the Big Beautiful Bill. This is a series on the bill and the need to know changes in the tax code for personal, family, as well as business. The first installment of the series is entitled What's in It for Us? What is happening here with the Big Beautiful Bill is a reset to what we are used to, along with enhancements and upgrades to the tax system. Right now, we are in a transitional period within society and we are moving towards the future. Let me explain. Trump is showing that he is trying to get rid of excess spending with the newly formed committee by the name of Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. DOGE, coupled with the Big Beautiful Bill, is giving major moves being made by the president. First, we will take a deep dive into the beautiful things in this Big Beautiful Bill. This bill has now made permanent the lower individual income tax rates as well as the higher standard deductions of the Job Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. The standard deduction has increased even more this year, with singles now having a standard deduction of $15,750, head of household at $23,625, and married couples at $31,500. The exemption is now extinct. That was something that was a part of tax filing pre TCGA, where you would get an extra something something off top of the standard deduction due to your income. This is no longer the case. The exemption was something that was pre 2017 and has now been written out of tax filing altogether. So they're simplifying the system. So let's get into this child tax credit and what to expect this tax season. The child tax credit was increased from $2,000 to $2,200 per child. The maximum refundable amount is $1,700 per child, so $1,700, which means more in your refund per child. This was made permanent and will continue to help parents with their refunds during the tax season. Again, the higher amount was made permanent and it is also indexed against inflation. So there's a few scenarios where this amount could increase. So these two new tax deductions will help the people who need it most. And we're going to get into those two new tax deductions right now. The first one being this tips and overtime. This to me is one of the best things that has happened for the American working class. So let's get into it. So workers can now deduct up to 25,000 in qualified tips and up to 12,500 for qualified overtime. These deductions do phase out for single taxpayers at 150,000 in income and married couples at $300,000 in income, which means that this will be helping the majority of Americans in a tremendous way come tax season. For the good folks in hospitality, restaurant and dining, hair care, self care, the list goes on. You now have the ability to write off an extra 25,000 from your income. For most, this means over half of your income will not be included in your taxable income. This also incentivizes folks to stay a couple extra hours because you'll be able to deduct $12,500 in overtime. This incentivizes hard work. You gotta love it, man. Let's talk about this senior tax deduction. So, for taxpayers 65 and up, there's a new extra deduction that will reduce your taxable income. An extra 6,000 for individuals, 12,000 for married couples. This deduction is good for itemizers and non-itemizers alike, so it works for everyone 65 and up. Tell your aunties and uncles, your mama, your daddy, your grandma, your grandpappy too. This should work out well for the senior class. And yes, this is on top of the standard deduction. So the last two deductions that I just mentioned are currently temporary. We are in test mode with these new deductions. These new deductions are in force from now till 2028. We actually have a couple more temporary adages to cover, so let's lock in and rock out. First up is the newborn accounts, aka the Trump accounts. For families having babies between 2025 and 2028, the newborn account is seeded with a $1,000 contribution from the federal government. Families can contribute up to $5,000 per year, with another 2,500 that can come from employers. And yes, the contributions to these accounts are tax deferred. The 529 savings plan has expanded its reach. The 529 is not just for college anymore. It now includes vocational, technical, and trade schools. Workforce training programs are now included as well with the 529 plan. This is a great step in the right direction because now every child can benefit from this savings plan. No matter what the route they choose to take in their career path, they can utilize the 529 plan. The adoption credit is now partially refundable. Parents can now claim up to 6,000 in refundable credits with the adoption credit. So the big beautiful bill has an overarching theme that you got to love. We are putting family first and incentivizing hard work. America first. That's the vibe that I get from the big beautiful bill. Now we gone over all the beautiful things. Now it's time to go over the not so pretty side of the bill. Trust me, it does get ugly. Hey, but right fast. Appreciate you tuning in with us here on Wealth Builders. Do remember to subscribe to the channel to get more content from us. Make sure you hit that like button so we can put up some points on the board in this algorithm game. The negative impacts are something that do not fit the overall theme of the big beautiful bill. Up first, the EV credit. The $7,500 consumer tax credit will run out of juice for any electric vehicle purchase after September 30th, 2025. So they are pulling the plug on the electric vehicle incentives. The bill shuts down the residential clean energy and energy efficient home improvement credits. This means homeowners' days are numbered to make payments on those solar panels and other energy efficient upgrades you may have made to your homes. Your cutoff for payment plans and installations are the end of the year, December 31st, 2025. The president, as well as Congress evidently, thinks that clean energy is a hoax. They're showing through legislation that they pass that they are doing clean energy dirty. Basically, what I see from this bill is helping the many instead of saving the few. There's more to this big, beautiful bill that is covered in the first editorial that I dropped entitled What's in It for Us. Go and check that out. There's a link in the description. There's more editorials to come, both free and subscription based. Be on the lookout for that. This is a wrap on our first show. Thank you for tuning in. We have so much more to come. Again, smash that like button, sub to the channel. Until next time, Wealth Builders.